Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Jaka and this class is called Chilll Pill. We will be doing just that, chilling, stretching, moving really slowly, creating some space and releasing some tension in and around our shoulders, our necks, our spines, our hips, more or less just a full body chill session. So this is suitable for all levels, and all you need for this class is a yoga mat. You don't even really need that. You could easily do this one just on your carpet. I would recommend a couple blocks, not necessarily, but they will be handy. If you don't have blocks, normally I would recommend like a stack of books, but not for this class. For this class, in place of blocks, if you don't have them, you could use a couple like apple juice or orange juice or chicken stock cartons, something that's about this high. It's like 10 inches maybe. Or even like a couple cans of chunky soup would do the trick, because I want you to be able to easily move them, but also bear a little bit of weight on them. And if you don't want to bother with that, no problem. Don't worry about it. And then secondly, again, not necessary, but it will be handy, a blanket or a towel folded up like this. If you have one of those foam chip blocks, the thinner ones, that's perfect. But if you don't, a blanket does the trick. And we're just going to use it to sit on. So especially for beginners, this is helpful in a seated meditation. You just sit on the edge of it, and it just helps to create that slight forward pelvic tilt so that it makes it a lot easier to sit up straight more effortlessly when you're in a cross-legged position. So go ahead and your things if you would like to use them, and meet me back on your mat to begin. We'll start in a comfortable seated position. So cross-legged is the most common, but if you prefer to or legs straight, that's fine, but try to have an upright spine. Okay? And then I invite you to close down your eyes if that's not comfortable. Don't worry about it. We're not going to be doing any movement right now. We're just going to be doing some breathing, some pranayama. So you should be able to follow my vocal cues for that. All right. We'll soften through the forehead. We'll soften the temples and the jaw. Soften the top of the head. And let that softening keep trickling down to the shoulders. Start to breathe in through your nose if you're not already. And breathe out through your nose. Now we're going to breathe in for a 5 count, hold for 2, exhale for 5, and hold for 2 at the bottom of the exhale. When you're ready, inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 2. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold at the top. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 2. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Breathe in through your nose, full breath. Breathe out through your nose, full breath. Now we're going to move into some 4, 7, 8 breathing. So we'll inhale for 4 counts through the nose. We're going to hold for 7. And then we'll exhale out of the mouth, make a whoosh for 8. When you're ready, begin your inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, lift the pelvic floor slightly. Long back of the neck. 5, 6, 7. Exhale through the mouth. Whoosh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale through the mouth. Whoosh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale through the mouth. Whoosh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, last round. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Pull the pelvic floor in and up slightly. 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. Whoosh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in fully through the nose. Breathe out fully through the nose. Take a couple of rounds of breath, just finding a normal, smooth, and steady pace now that you'll carry throughout the rest of the practice. Okay. Now, if you'd like to switch the cross in your legs, I invite you to do so or be seated for just another minute or two here. Bring your hands to frame your hips. Crawl them as far away as they can, as long as your fingers can still make contact with the earth. Okay, from here, we're going to inhale the right arm up, nice and slow, and just reach it over towards the left, stretching out through the right side body. Exhaling, slowly float the right arm down. Really float it. Good. Fingertips land. Inhale, the left arm reaches up. And you don't have to go to your maximum stretch here. Just really gently find some space through the left side body. And exhale, float the left hand down. Fingertips find the mat. And then inhale, brings the right arm up and over. You can look at your right wrist if that feels okay, or you can look down to your left fingertips if that feels better. Maybe find a little bit more space this time. And exhale, float the right hand down. Fingertips find the mat. Inhale brings the left arm up. Nice and easy. Finding a little bit more space, maybe a couple more millimeters. And exhale, we float back down. Let's do one more time each side. Inhale, the right arm reaches. Maybe you bend a little bit more into your left elbow this time and find even more space. Anchor through the right hip. Exhale, floats the right hand down, coming back to center. Inhale brings the left arm up and over, maybe bending a little bit more into the right elbow, still gluing the left hip down here as you stretch space all along those ribs on the left side. And exhale brings you back up to center, and the left hand slowly floats back down to the mat. Very nice. Let's bring the right hand to the left knee so it moves across the body. Inhale the left arm up again, and then reach way over to the right here. Try to keep the right hip pulling back and the left hip pressing forward. Take another full breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to rotate. The left arm is going to reach behind you. You can pull on your left knee a little bit to open up some space across the chest here. The right hip still pulls back. The left hip still presses forward. Full breath in. Full breath out. You can look towards your left thumb if that's okay. If that hurts your neck, you can look towards your right wrist. One more inhale here. Reach farther back through the left fingertips. And as you exhale, land the fingertips behind you. A breath in to twist open just a little bit more, glancing over the left shoulder if you can. Exhale to soften. And then inhale, come back through center, reach both arms up nice and high, palms face each other. Exhale, left hand to right knee. Right arm reaches up and over to the left. This time the right hip presses forward, the left hip pulls back. You can look at your right wrist, look down at your left knee. It doesn't really matter here. Breathe in, and as you exhale, we'll rotate. Open up the right arm behind you. Stretch through the right fingertips. You can pull on the right knee with the left hand to twist from the navel. Breathe in, stretch. Exhale, land the fingertips down behind your right hip. Press into them. And use another inhale to open up, grow a little taller through the spine and out the top of the head. Exhale to soften into this space. And inhale, twist back through center. Both arms reach all the way up. Palms face each other. And exhale, float both arms down. Good. Bring your hands to your knees. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Roll them down and back. And again, roll them forward and up, down and back. Forward and up, down and back. Reverse, pull the shoulders back and up, and then they come forward and down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, and down. Good. Roll them out a little bit, whatever feels natural for you. Good. Now we'll move on to the neck here. Sitting up really nice and tall here. Take a big breath in and reach your chin to the sky, but try not to really press your chest out and arch back. Try and stay nice and straight through the spine and only move from the neck. Long inhale, super slow motion here, opening through the throat. And then as you exhale, super slow motion again, the spine stays very still and fast. One more time like that. Inhale nice and slow, chin lifts to the sky, to what your body allows here. If there's any kinking or anything uncomfortable, stop when you get to that point and come out a little bit. And exhale nice and slow, strong, still, stable spine. Chin tucks into the chest. Shoulders are pulling away from the ears here. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Keep your shoulders pulling down away from your ears. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist from your neck, looking over your left shoulder. Don't let that right shoulder follow, okay? Keep it pulling back. Inhale, center. Exhale, look over the right shoulder. Keep both shoulders pulling down and the left one especially pulling back. Inhale, center. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Pull that right one back. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Keep the right shoulder pulling down. Don't let it crawl up to follow the neck. Inhale, center. Exhale, right ear towards right shoulder. And then exhale, roll the chin down into the chest. And inhale, roll the left ear towards the left shoulder. Do that a couple times. Exhale, roll down, chin to chest. Inhale, roll right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And then slowly inhale, come up. And again, just wiggle the shoulders around a little bit. Should be starting to feel a little looser in that area. Okay, now you're going to bend your knees. Seat or whatever. Yeah. squeezing the elbows together to create a stretch all around the front of my shoulder. Walk your hands forward, roll the shoulders a little bit. Just your legs. Roll onto hands and knees. Table position. Okay, from here, I want you to turn your right fingers back. Rewind. Let's here and see that your hips are stacking right over your knees. You have about hips width between your two knees, and your shoulders are stacking right over your wrists. Okay, once you're there, hips back towards the knee, and then the left, and then reverse. Right fingertips point forward, left fingertips point forward. Fingertips point back, left fingertips point back. Right fingertips point forward, left fingertips point forward. Take a few circles, trying to find some weight in all four corners of the palm, and then other direction. Good. Now we're going to flip to the mat. Middle fingers will point towards each other. Shift weight side to side here. You may have to sit your hips back a little bit because otherwise that might be a lot of pressure for you. And then flip the left hand, palm down, right hand, palm down. Left palm up, right palm up. Left palm down, right palm down. Left palm up, right palm up. Now curl your fingers into little fists and release. Curl in and release. Curl into fists and release. Left fingertips point forward, palm down. Right fingertips point forward, palm down. Realign yourself, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Now we're going to take a couple of rounds of cat-cows here, starting with the most traditional. So this is your tabletop stance. You're going to ground through the palms, the fingertips, really claw them out with your fingertips, and root through the tops of your feet, your shins, your knees. And without actually moving your hands or knees, you're going to pull your hands and knees towards each other, stretch your tailbone up and back, and then try and create as much length through your spine, so from your tailbone to the crown of your head as you can. The elbows wrap back slightly, and the heart presses forward between the biceps. This is your inhale. As you exhale, opposite. The tailbone tucks underneath you, and you try to press your hands and knees away from each other, rounding through the spine. The chin tucks into the chest like we're trying to pull our pubic bone and our forehead towards each other here. Inhale, pull hands and knees towards each other, slingshot the heart through the arms, gaze forward and up. And exhale, round the spine, tuck the tail, press hands and knees away from each other. Neutral, let's flip the palms, right fingertips back, left fingertips back. Same thing. Pressing through the base of the palm, the fingertips, the knees. Bend the elbows slightly here as you inhale, lift the tailbone, still reaching the heart through the arms, stretching through the throat, spinal extension. Exhale, opposite movement. Each other, tuck the chin, tuck the tail around the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, reach the tail, reach the crown, space along the throat and the chest. Exhale, round and tuck. Inhale, neutral. Turn your hands so the middle fingers point towards one another and the tips of them can even touch. So now your elbows are out, but you're going to wrap them just slightly back so you feel activation in your shoulders here. Same thing. Inhale, tilt the tailbone up, reach the heart forward. And exhale, round. One more. Inhale, look up and lengthen, drop the belly. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, come to neutral. Flip your fingertips to point forward. And we'll walk the knee back and lowering your chest and your forehead to the mat for a puppy pose. Toes are untucked here. Breathe in. Maybe come onto your fingertips, maybe not. See how that feels. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Let your forehead become a little heavier. Very nice. Come back up to a table pose. Shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide. Tuck under. And just wiggle them around a little bit, like you're trying to walk your toes closer to your knees without actually moving your knees, so you get a little bit of a stretch in the sole of your foot. And then from here, we're going to press down and forward through the palms, lift the knees, and glide the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Keep your knees generously bent here, and then press your right heel down, straightening through the right leg, and then bend the right knee, press down through the left heel. And do that a couple times on each side until it feels okay to land close to the earth as you can. All right, take a big breath in, press down through your hands, lift the tailbone as high as you can, and exhale. Begin to walk the feet up to meet the hand in a forward fold. Here's where you're going to want to grab your blocks or your props, whatever you're using. Just bring them on their highest height in front of the feet. Okay, we're going to hang out in a fold here. Knees are generously bent. The chin relaxes into the chest. And maybe sway a little side to side. Maybe bend and straighten one knee at a time. And now with your hands on the blocks, shift weight a little bit into the fronts of your feet, into your toes. And then inhale, lift yourself up. Stretch your spine long from your tailbone out the crown of your head. The chin is tucked slightly, so you're not trying to look up to the sky. It's like you're holding a grapefruit between your chest and your chin. Okay, exhale, bend the knees, soften your torso, drape it over your thighs. And again on the inhale, press into the blocks, lengthen. Pull your belly in towards your spine to get even more space. Exhale, bend the knees, drape the torso over the thighs. One more time. Inhale, elongate, halfway lift. Exhale, sink. Good. Now with your knees bent here, inhale, come up all the way standing. Arms will reach out to the sides and then up to the sky. You can look at your hands, press your hips forward with strong glutes. Exhale, palms come to heart center. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, reach the arms out and then up. Exhale, fold forward. So you can swan dive with your arms out to the side or reach them forward or stay there. Find the blocks. Shift weight into your left foot. Maybe wiggle your feet all the way together first and then shift weight into your left foot. Bend the knee slightly. Step back with the right foot. All knee down. Okay. Tucked. Pull the front foot and the back foot towards each other for some stability. Inhale, arms reach up, stretch back a little bit. Inhale, hands to blocks. Lift, step forward and fold. Inhale, half lift, press into your blocks, elongate through the spine. And then shift weight into your right foot, slightly bend the right knee. Step the left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Land on the left toes softly if you can. Lower the left knee. Find stability and some strength by pulling the feet slightly towards each other. Inhale, arms reach up, stretch. Exhale, fold, hands find the lift, step forward into your fold. Inhale, half lift, elongate through the torso, squeeze the belly in, back of the neck is long. And then again, we'll step the right foot all the way. Right knee lowers. Drop your middle height. Right toes. We're going to pull the hip, lift the left toes, and pull them towards your face, really grounding through the left heel. Sink the hips back, and if it's okay in your body, you can lower your torso over that left shin. And then on an inhale, get into it. So if you don't need the blocks here, you don't have to use them. If you want to keep them on the higher height, that's totally fine too. Let's do this a couple more times. Back, inhale, the heart still pulls forward to create so much more length through the spine. And then on an exhale, you can lower the torso towards the shin. Inhale, pull. Low lunge with the hands on the blocks or the earth. Exhale, pull back, left toes lift, torso lowers. One more time, come forward, left knee through the back foot and the back shin. Lift the chest. Exhale, back, toes lift, torso drips. Inhale forward, and now move both blocks to the inside of the leg. Keep moving so you turn all the way around to the right. So you're moving away from your left knee. Now you can stay on the blocks if you like here, or you can ditch the blocks, or you can bring your forearms to the blocks. Now we're going to hold here for a full breath in and a full breath out. And maybe you have a little bit more space and you can crawl your hands or drop your chest. Full breath in, full breath out. And then slowly walk yourself back up, grab your blocks if you lost track of them. Bring them back inside your left foot. Pull the hips back into our half split to the outside of the left leg. As far over as you can. The left toes lift and flex, both hips pull back, and again you're trying to create as much space, move as far away from your left leg as you can. Breathe in, breathe out. One more inhale. Stretch long through your torso, keep pulling both hips back, root through the bottom foot. Exhale, soften, and then slowly walk your blocks back. Come into your blocks, frame the left foot. Step forward with the right foot to meet the left in your fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, root through the heels, elongate through the spine and the back of the neck. Exhale, fold. Inhale, ditch the blocks, come all the way up to standing, arms out to the side and then way up high. Exhale, drop the palms to the center in prayer position. Full breath in through the nose. Full breath out through the nose. Inhale again, reach the arms out and then up. Palms touch, maybe stretch up slightly. And your journey back through your fold, swan dive or prayer. Land your hands on the blocks. Inhale, half lift, shift weight into the right foot, step the left foot all the way to the back of the mat, drop the left knee down. Wiggle your right foot over just a little bit so you're not on such a tight rope. Untuck your back toes, walk the blocks back to frame the foot, and then inhale, look up, drop your hips, keep pulling the feet towards one another slightly. Exhale, right toes lift and pull towards the face. Maybe you lower your chest, maybe not. Inhale, rebend into the right leg, through the spine. Exhale, hip side back, right toes lift, heart drips towards right shin. One more time. Inhale, come forward. Lengthen, anchored through the back foot. Exhale, slide back, lower the chest to whatever degree you can. Inhale, come forward now. Walk your blocks, both blocks, to the inside of the right knee, and then keep walking them over towards the left now. Find whatever position works for you. Try not to let the right knee come with you. Keep pressing it outward, but the right big toe stays rooted. And then maybe lower onto forearms. Pull a breath in through the nose. Fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, let it go through the nose. Maybe you can find a little bit more space here, walking the hands out or the blocks, coming to forearms, maybe lowering the chest. Full breath in through the nose. Full breath out, soften. Really walk yourself back. Grab your blocks. Walk yourself back to center. And then we'll glide the hips back. Lift the right toes. Blocks move with the hands outside the right leg. And then maybe you can hips, maybe not. It doesn't matter. All of our bodies are different. We're unique. We need to honor that. So maybe we stay here and we pull a breath in, filling the lungs, filling every cell in our body. And we release, we soften a little bit. Check in with the hips. Pull them back, maybe just another millimeter. And maybe you ditch the blocks. Maybe you walk your hands a little farther. And we breathe in. And we breathe out. Good. And then you grab your blocks. Don't forget those. Walk yourself back to center. Rebend into the right knee. Tuck the left toes and step forward into your fold. Blocks come in front of the feet, or not if you don't need them. Inhale, halfway lifts you. Shift weight into the toes. Stretch the spine long. Exhale, fold, release, lengthen, let go. Release the blocks with bent knees. Come all the way up to standing tall. Arms reach up and away. Exhale, palms, nose, the chin, and land at heart center. Breathe out. Again, inhale, arms reach up and away. Fold. Find the blocks with your hands. Step the right foot back. Low lunge position, lower the knee. And this time just inch your right knee forward a little bit so that you're more or less stacked with your hip over that knee and the toes are going to stay tucked. Both blocks will come inside the left foot. The left foot is going to wiggle over towards the outer edge of the mat. And then you're going to come up to the edge, the knife edge, the outer edge of the left foot, and flex those toes. Okay? You're going to stay in this position. I'm going to move my blocks to their middle height. And now press into the blocks, stretch your butt back, reach your heart forward. Stay here if this is enough for you. Or maybe lower down onto forearms. Okay, and then we're just going to hang out here for about 5 breaths. If this is good, cool. If you want to go even lower on your blocks, that's cool too. Like so. If you don't even need the blocks and you can come all the way down to forearms, that's cool too. It does not matter where your forearms are at, as long as you're just experiencing some sensation all around the left hip, maybe in the left lower back, maybe in the left leg, left groin area. And we're breathing through the nose, and we're breathing out through the nose. You can drop your chin into your chest here if that feels good. Stay with whatever sensations you are experiencing. For me, it always feels like I'm unwinding a very tightly wound string or wire in my hip in this position. One more breath in. One more breath out. And then come onto your palms, whether that's on the mat or on your blocks. And we're going to pivot the right foot off the mat, and then your right hand is going to be in line with your right knee. The left foot's going to step to the back of the mat and lower the left foot. Those will point to the long edge. So you're in a modified side plank position. Okay, right hand, left, all the or untucked, whatever your preference is. Inhale, follow the line of the elbow, the shoulder, left arm reaches up high to the sky. Gaze up at your left thumb if that's okay, or look down to your right thumb. Wrap your right tricep back so you really engage the shoulder, and use your glutes to press your pelvis forward here. Take a full breath in, reach higher through the left fingertips, and a full breath out. Turn your left palm to face down and reach over your left ear. Find so much space through your left side body. Good. Exhale, bring the left hand down. I'm going to just turn around. Left hand down, and then walk your hands out in front of your right knee and keep walking them. The left foot stays rooted just as it is, but you can pull your hips back slightly and lower your chest and maybe your forehead to the ground. Feel a stretch on the inner left leg. Good. Slowly walk your hands back in. Press through your knee and your feet to come up, hands to the waist. Slide your left hand down your left leg and inhale, reach the right arm way up and over. Now we're finding some space through the right side of the body. Good. Inhale, both arms up, palms face each other. Exhale, hands down. Step your left knee to meet right in a tabletop position. Tuck all of your toes under and glide the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet a little bit, bending one knee and then the other. And then slowly walk your feet up, meet your hands, forward fold at the top of your mat. Find your blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Shift weight into the right foot. Step the left foot back. Land the left knee down. Again, in this particular lunge, we want the hip to be more or less over the knee. The toes stay tucked. Over towards the edge of the mat. The hands back. The shin. Now, stick your butt back. You may want to lower your blocks here. And if you're not on blocks, just make fingertips and pull the heart forward as the tailbone reaches back, like you're widening your sitting bones apart. And then from here, if this is enough, this is where you'll stay. If you want to start on a higher setting on the block, see how that feels Better to go in small increments rather than too much too soon. If you're cool here. And remember, one side doesn't have to be exactly the same as the other side. As much as I guess it would be ideal to be symmetrical bodies, we're not. Everything we do in life is not symmetrical, so therefore our bodies are very rarely symmetrical. So by honoring ourselves, we honor that one side does not have to be exactly the same as the other. We're going to hang out here for a few more breaths. The back of the neck and the throat. Try not to let making deep breathing through the nose. The nose. One more breath in. Good. Come back up onto your hands. With or without the blocks. You're going to steps off the mat. Left hand stays where it is. Come onto right fingertips. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. Toes point to the long edge. So now you have left hand, left knee, right foot, all in a line. Left toes can be tucked or untucked. Now, as though you're drawing a bow, we're going to pull the right elbow up as you open the chest, and then the right wrist follows the right elbow, and you gaze up at your right. Good on your neck. Look down to your left thumb. Strong glutes, press the pelvis forward. Okay, your right inner thigh is trying to spin. The outer right foot is longer through your right fingertips. Turn the palm to face down, reach the arm over the right ear. Again, you can look at your right wrist or to your left thumb. It wraps back so the shoulder is stable. And bring the left hand or the right hand down to parallel the left, and then walk your hands forward of your left knee. Keep walking them as far out as you can and lower your chest. The right foot stays anchored. The hips pull back. The back of the heart melts towards the earth. The right inner thigh gets a stretch. Walk your hands back in slightly, or all the way, rather. Turn to the top of your mat, pivot on the left knee, right knee lands next to the left. All toes tuck under, glide hips up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Walk your feet up to the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Feet. Rest your hands on them. Inhale, press into the blocks, shift weight to the fronts of the feet. Half spine, strong legs. Exhale. Release hands from the block, knees. Inhale, arms up wide and high. Stretch back slightly if it feels okay. Hips press forward. Exhale, palms lower to heart center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. Maybe they touch at the top. Exhale, fold forward. Hands find the blocks. Lower your right knee to the mat, then your left knee. And then walk your knees back. You can move the blocks off to the front. We are not going to need them anymore. Come all the way down to your belly. Go a little bit more into the shoulders. Okay, so forearms are parallel, fingertips point forward, tops of the feet root towards the earth, pubic bone presses down, anchoring you. Press into the forearms and pull the elbows back towards the hips towards the elbows, and lift your heart high. Lift the top of your head high, Sphinx pose. Good. Exhale, relax here. Come all the way down onto your chest. Move your right arm off your mat with the elbow bent 90 degrees. Actually, this is a good spot for your blanket if you're not on a carpet, or your elbow. So elbow bends 90 degrees, fingertips point forward. Left hand comes outside of the left chest. And then you turn to your right ear, lower it to the ground. Bend the left knee, roll to your right side body. If you can, step the left tiptoes, the right knee somewhere. If that's too much, then you just keep the left knee bent in front of the right. Okay? Keep pressing into the left hand to support you here, and pressing into the right palm and the whole right inner arm. Excuse me. So we're opening through all of the muscles around the right pectoral area, the armpit, the collarbone. Breathe in and breathe out. And one more time, inhale. And exhale, slowly roll back onto your belly. Turn to your left ear. Bring your right hand to your right shoulder, right chest area. Look up for a second. Maybe move your blanket to the other side. So left elbow is bent to 90 degrees. Left fingers point forward. Left ear lowers. Press into the right hand. I have to adjust my microphone for a minute. Right knee bends, roll to the left side body. Right tippy toes step behind you. Or if that's too much, the right knee just stays bent in front of the left and you press into the right hand to create a stretch. And then you breathe. Soften your jaw. Press a little bit into that left inner arm and hand so that there's some activation through the muscles that we're stretching. One more breath in. One more breath out. And slowly roll back onto your belly. Turn to your right cheek. Let your arms relax. Maybe palms face up on either side of your hips. Breathe in and breathe out. Relax. Good. Slowly make your way back into your Sphinx pose. Forearms parallel, fingertips point forward, top of the toes, press down to the earth, pubic bone presses down, and then you pull elbows and pubic bone towards each other, lift the heart. Exhale to soften a little bit into this shape. And now reach your right arm, just lift your right elbow, and we're going to slide the left arm underneath the right arm. The palm is going to face up. Okay? And then lower your chest over your left arm. You can stay here, or you bend the right elbow so that your right hand makes a pillow for your head. And I want you to feel this stretch all around your left shoulder. If you're not feeling it, then instead of using your right arm like a pillow, you're going to slide your right arm. Probably can't even hear me. Like that. Across your chest. Kind of like you're choking yourself, but don't choke yourself. Rest your chin somewhere on your arms. Press the back of your hands and your forearms into the earth. And almost like you're trying to pull them towards each other, but then soften into that stretch. Breathe Notice if you might be holding on to some tension in your hips while you do this, or in your temples or your forehead or your jaw, and intentionally just sort of melt those areas. Melt them into smoothness. Okay, now from here, you're going to release your right arm back into the forward position. You're going to slide your right knee up as high as you can so that your left hand can rest on the outside of it. And then you're going to roll into your supine twist. So the right arm's going to come overhead and then over and around to the right. And just rock a little bit here, and then maybe find stillness. And if your right knee is like really far away from the ground, that's fine. We're going to move the left one in just a sec. Big breath in, big breath out. Now bend your left knee so that your right knee can stack over top of it. Okay, you can keep your left hand on that right knee. Look down and see that the center of your chest is more or less in line with your right hip crease. And if it's not, then just inch your torso over a little bit so that you get to that alignment. Now this right arm over here, we're going to just wiggle it around. You probably can't see that from this angle. So I'm going to show you on the left side. Okay. So this right arm, you're just going to really gently knock your blocks around. Wave it overhead and then lower it down. And this is really kind of intuitive. And I like to keep my chin slightly tucked into my chest here. And then I wave the right arm down towards the hips and slowly back up. And just keep doing that. Maybe your body is asking for a full rotation. And maybe it just likes the up and down sort of windshield wiper motion. And if you find a spot that feels a little bit interesting or it's asking for a little bit more of your attention, then please go ahead and linger there. Find that spot and we'll take one final big breath in this position. Inhaling and exhale. Okay, now you're going to make your way back onto your belly the same way you came in. So straighten your left leg, the right knee stays bent, and then roll back onto your belly, finding your way into Sphinx pose, just like how we started. Okay, this time the left arm lifts, the right arm slides underneath the left arm. Left elbow bends, you use left hand like a pillow. And if that's not feeling like it's enough of a stretch in the right shoulder, then you extend your left arm in front of the right. Both palms are facing up. Elbows as straight as can be. Press into the back of the hands and the forearms. And like you're trying to pull your arms out from under you. But soften around that activation as much as you can. Chin rests on your arms. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Relax your lower back. Soften the back of the neck. Another big breath in. Find space and smoothness across the forehead. And another big breath out. Relax the jaw. Good. Left forearm comes back out in front of you. Left knee reaches way up as far as it can so that the right hand can grab hold of the outside of it. And roll to your right side, opening up the left chest. Left knee stays bent like this for a moment. Left arm extends. Maybe your gaze trickles over towards your left hand. Good. And then we'll move the right knee underneath the left, so both knees are bent here. Right hand resting on outer left knee. And we'll just wave the left arm around. Up and down, maybe all the way around. Chin can stay tucked in the chest, or neck can move freely. Just notice if there are any areas that are calling your attention, and maybe some stillness, maybe some breath. And we'll pause when you find a spot like that. Take one last inhale here in this pose. See if you can extend it all the way down the length of your spine. And exhale, release and soften. From here, just roll onto your back. And if you are off your mat, wiggle your way back onto your mat. I'm going to reattach my mic. Keep your knees bent here to 90 degrees. Where am I on my mat? I've lost my mat. Okay. Knees bent to about 90 degrees. Feet are about hips width apart. Bend the elbows, fingertips point skyward. Root down through the big toes, the pinky toes, the heels. And press down into your low back, like you're trying to imprint it onto your mat. Okay? Now hold this position. As you breathe in, you're going to press the hips up and curl the spine up one vertebrae at a time, pressing into the elbows, the shoulders, and the back of the head. As you exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time, from top to middle to bottom. Relax. Inhale again, curl the tailbone up, moving one vertebrae at a time, roll the spine up. Press into the elbows, the back of the head, the shoulders at the top. Lift the hips a little bit higher. Exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Lower the tailbone, relax the palms. Good. Let's straighten or pull the right knee into the chest and then straighten the right leg as best you can, pressing the heel up to the sky. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. And then lift the left foot, press your figure four legs in towards your chest. Now you can do this with no hands if that feels okay. Or you can grab hold of the back of your left thigh, maybe interlace your fingers, or bring them in front of the left knee or left shin. The right toes are flexed here, so you're trying to press through the big toe mound. You're trying to pull the right knee away from your face while anchoring your sacrum to the earth. So the spine is still long here. And then with all of that activation, you're still really gently trying to pull this figure four shape closer towards your chest. But really gently. And if you want to take a few rocks side to side here, sometimes that feels really nice. Sometimes stillness is best. Your choice, your body, your practice. But what is not optional is breathing through the nose, nice and smooth and fluid. One more inhale together here. And exhale. Now, lower your left foot to the mat. Keep the ankle crossed over the knee. Drop your left knee to the left and your right foot to the floor. So you're still in your figure four leg shape. If you can reach the right ankle with your left hand, do so. The right hand can just hang out, palm up on the mat. And now, if you've got the ankle or not, it doesn't matter. Your right knee is pulling away from your face. Your right shoulder stays glued to the mat, so you're feeling a stretch now on a different area of the right hip, more on the front of the right hip, maybe in and around the IT band. And this might travel up the side of your body. Breathe into it. Enjoy. Good. And then come back up with your figure four shape. Release your ankle from your knee, stretch your legs straight, press the heel to the sky, and interlace your fingers behind your thigh if you can. Now, you can stay here with your left knee bent, or you can straighten the left knee if your body welcomes that. And then pull with the strength of your hands and your arms, pull that leg towards you, but resist that by pressing the leg into the hands. And point your toes to the sky, and then flex them towards your face. Point and flex. Point and flex. Good. Now release your hands, point your toes to the sky, and super slowly float that leg all the way down to meet the left, slower than you want. Let it land light as a feather, and then relax your whole body here. Breathe in and just observe. Just observe your body, whatever sensations you feel. Notice the difference between your left leg and your right leg. Now really gently rebend your knees to that 90 degrees. Pull the left knee in towards the chest. Straighten the left knee, pressing the heel skyward. Point the toes, flex the toes. Bend the knee, cross left ankle over right knee. Lift right foot and pull your figure four shape into your chest. No hands or hands behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. Interlaced or not, does not matter, but keep your left foot active and your right foot active so the toes are flexing towards the shins. The left knee presses away from your face, but the whole sacrum stays rooted down. So you're still trying to have a really long spine here. And with all of that, the figure four shape still gently tries to pull in towards the chest. Maybe rocking side to side, maybe taking some little circular spirally motions on the sacrum for an added massage or distraction maybe from the intensity in the left hip. And then soften through the jaw, check in with your forehead, maybe widen the temples, relax the scalp, relax the low belly. Just hang out with where you're at here, letting yourself just distill into the left hip. One more inhale together. And exhale, soften. Release your hands from the legs. Right foot lands. And then turn your outer right knee to the floor along with your left foot. Grab hold of your left ankle with your right hand if you can. And then try to pull your left knee away from your face. Both shoulders stay soft and melted to the earth. Left big toe also stays rooted. So the whole sole of the left foot is down as you pull the left knee away from your face. And the right knee presses into the outer left ankle for some extra sauce. Breathe in and breathe out. Release your hand from your ankle. Come back up to your figure four shape. Pull the left knee into the chest. Straighten the left leg. Press the heel skyward. Stay here like this. Interlace fingers behind the left thigh. Right knee stays bent or right leg straightens with the toes pointing up. Now pull into your left leg with your hands and your arm strength, but resist by pressing the leg into the hand. Point the left toes to the sky and then flex them towards your face. Point them skyward, flex to your face. Point them skyward and flex, And then release your hands from your leg. Let them lay palms up at your sides. Point through the toes one last time, and slower than you want to go, lower the left leg down and land it so gently. There. When you get there, wiggle the hips, rock the hips side to side. Press into your elbows and your hands. Lift the shoulders in your upper back and then spread them to create some more space on your upper back. And let your feet flop out. Let your eyes close. You made it to Shavasana. Drop your bones towards the earth and let all of the tissues that surround them be heavy in stillness. Stay here for a few minutes at least, or as long as you can. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I hope I will see you again soon.